Big moves in the markets, folks. We got bull traps, bear traps, everyone's getting faked out. Today we're bull, tomorrow we're bear. Nobody knows what's going on. But I might have a small clue that could indicate where we're going from here, and it's right here on the chart. Let's look into it.
If you're looking for the next 100x crypto project to buy into, you have come to the right place. My name is Cameron Foose, and I have been a professional day trader for nearly 20 years. I deposited $20,000 into an account, and in just over a year, it's now worth nearly $2 million. On this channel, I'm going to present to you the best altcoins to buy, such as getting into Mana before it ripped 595%, getting into Dogecoin before it ran 15,000%. So if you want to hear about all the best trade opportunities first, hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on the notifications bell so you can get these time-sensitive trade ideas immediately when my new videos go live.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Again, this is not financial advice, just, some stuff from my head to this microphone to your face on the screen that you're looking at right now. But anyways, guys, let's get right into what's going on with Bitcoin. We've had a pretty chaotic situation over the last week here on Bitcoin. As previously, I was looking for this bear flag right around here to break down and send us to about 37.5 below 38K on Bitcoin. And I was short alluvium, I was short sand, I was short audio. And unfortunately, in my sleep, we turned into this massive bull trap here. Bear trap is what I'm trying to say on Bitcoin, flipping us back above that level. And if we look at the line chart, we held this actual trend that we can draw, this kind of mini channel that's been going on here, that every time Bitcoin goes into this channel, it skyrockets out of it and then retests the upper level of the channel, right? Comes back into the mini channel here, skyrockets up, goes in the channel again, skyrockets up. And right now we're still in this channel, but we're actually kind of holding longer than usual in this channel right now. And we're still below the trend X indicator as of right now. And this is the line chart based off of closing prices. So it's looking a little bearish due to the fact that if we look at the actual intraday price action, we had another fake out into this level. And I mentioned in my Telegram group, if you're not in there, Wolf Alerts Telegram group, daily updates on all my market thoughts, including everything I'm buying and selling, stop loss, profit targets, everything that I do with my cash. And I don't recommend you following anything. It's just for educational purposes, see how I actually trade and manage the risk. I said in that group, I said, hey guys, we're approaching triple resistance here. We got multiple levels. We have one, this supply zone here based on the chart. We also have the trend X, bearish trend indicator. We also have the 50-day moving average here, which is about 42,000. Look what happens as Bitcoin approached also the upper flag channel here, spiked through it, and then just had a massive intraday sell-off as Bitcoin tried to break up above that, and then just turned into this massive bull trap and seeing a lot of selling pressure coming in after that. Okay, so that's also a bearish indicator due to the fact that Bitcoin failed to break out above it and actually hold. And there's still, like I said in my Telegram group, there is a lot of resistance in this level between about 42 to 43K. And as of right now, it's still showing a bearish indication that we could still flag in this bear flag right here and actually continue lower from these levels and continue to retest this lower channel here, which is currently about 38,200, 38,189 on Bitcoin at the moment. As of right now, especially due to this now bull trap here on Bitcoin after the bear trap, right? We're getting double fake outs. Bears got faked out here, bulls took control. Bulls got faked out here, bears took control, all in this tiny little box of consolidation. But the overall trend right now, guys, is bearish. We're below the 50-day moving average. We're below the trend X indicator average. Also, if we look at the weekly chart here, we are certainly below the level of bearishness right here, right? This is the trend X indicator. Every time we spiked into it, we sold off. We had 1-2 weeks that held above it, instantly turned into a bull trap, sold off above it. Look at the weekly chart here, which is also getting a sell signal here on the Momo X here. We can see the red dot coming in. Basically, the histogram here is now going negative after it was going positive on the weekly chart. We still have Friday. It's Friday. So moving into Sunday, it's looking like we could see another sell signal here where the histogram is now going negative prior to the previous week. That's why this candle is red here. And that's a very bearish signal. When we look at the weekly chart here, as of right now, we can see it spiking into the upper range of the trend X at about 43.2 and just immediately seeing selling pressure. So this is all bearish, 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 bearish. If we look at this from this perspective, right? We also have the bearish flag coming in here on the weekly chart. And overall, this is why I still think we have potential to continue to sell off from this level down into, first of all, the lower range of the channel. Then there's the support level in about 32 to 28.6 here on the lows. And then if we crack that level, the next level is about 20K, which is the previous all-time highs from 2017. And also this flag here, that's a little tight consolidation demand zone here. And also the 200-day moving average here on the weekly chart is about 21.5. So lots of things that are pointing towards a bearish indicator. And if we look at the US 30, which I'm shorting the shit out of right now, and I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit scared and a little bit cautious once we started breaking out above this, right? But if you watch the previous video that I just posted on the Bitcoin price prediction update, I said if we break out above this channel here and break out above 35K and also get a breakout above the 50-day moving average. This is the weekly chart, 50-day moving average here. We can also see it here on the 200-day moving average here on the daily chart, which is about 35,000. So if we look at the weekly chart, the 50-day moving average is sitting right about 34.9. The weekly chart, 200-day moving average is sitting about 35, right? So these are both big bearish indicators. And looking at the weekly chart, the 50-day cross below, golden bearish cross back in March 4th on the US 30. And my indication here is that if we do not hold above 35K, of which right now, looking at the weekly chart, this is definitely looking bearish right here. And I actually started shorting again, right? I did stop out on some of my US 30 shorts here. I'll post a screenshot of what I'm actually short. I'm up like $21,000 on this short position right now, but I did stop out on some of them just to limit some risk. And then I started getting again short here on the daily chart as we started retesting over this supply zone, trying to get over 35.5. I had my stop. My stop is at 35.6. Okay, so I was pretty close. 35.511 was the high here. All my stops for everything was at 35.6, not too far above it. Turned into another bear trap. Now we're back below the 200-day moving average on the daily chart, and also looking at the weekly chart, this is looking very bearish, especially if we close with a shooting star candle like this. This is definitely looking like a pullback in play for the US 30. And if the US 30 collapses, promise Bitcoin and Ethereum are all going to collapse as well. Okay, so that's my bearish outlook and reasoning and logic for my bearish outlook on the market right now. Nothing to do with opinion. All this has to do with looking at the charts and understanding supply and demand. That's all I look at. And time again, it gives you a probability to place trades and bets on. And some of those bets could just be sitting on all cash because you maybe are predominantly long and that's your strategy. Like I said in my group the other day, I have two different strategies that I trade. One is Krypton, which is one of the courses that I sell. That's a bull market strategy. And I'll show you a few examples of two trades that I just got stopped out on. I said right after I alerted these, I said, listen guys, these are two Krypton patterns, but we're in a bear market. And when you're trying to trade bull market strategies in a bear market, the probability of failure is much higher. And we look at what happened here on Glimmer. I was trading this pattern right here, which we call a survival breakout here. I got in here long right here, looking for that push back up above this level, break out these horizontal resistance zones about 431. I got in at about 411, was hoping to see this spike up and then start retesting these target zones about 588, 660. Okay. But in order for a breakout play to have a follow through and actually work out, you need to be in a bear market because the market needs to be continually going up. If the market is selling all the other altcoins and other asset classes, a lot of people don't have the confidence to continue buying. Thus, you don't see follow throughs. Obviously, there are some outliers, which we'll see in APE, one that I tried continuously to trade and it continually failed to break out. Another one was on NHCT, which was breaking out above this line here, which is also a similar pattern to APE at about 60 cents. And I was hoping to see this break out above this level, start retesting and coming back up towards all-time highs, potentially even break out over one on NHCT. This is a kryptonite pattern where it's breaking out. Actually, this isn't all-time highs because it was traded on a DEX prior to KuCoin, but on centralized exchanges, this is the all-time high, which is what everybody is looking at the time. And a breakout over $1 per share or $1 per coin is a big move. And if it does break out above this pattern eventually and then breaks out over one, this thing could actually skyrocket. But bull market has to be in play. There has to be a continuation and a trend streak in play for a lot of these to play out. Now, an outlier was APE, right? This one actually did break out of the same exact pattern, which I call a kryptonite pattern, right? Recent ICO or IPO, whatever you want to call it, creates a triangular breakout pattern of which we did make about $12,000 to $15,000 on this first initial run up here. Got in the 10 the 12s and rode it back up to all-time highs. And at this time, I was thinking, okay, maybe this is a kryptonite pattern forming up right here. And we were getting in. My target was about $20 per share if it broke out above this level. I traded this first time here, locked in my gains, and then we got in a few times again, looking for the move to break it above here. Unfortunately, it has never happened. And this was when Bitcoin was spiking up towards about 48K prior to it coming back down to under 38K or just 38.5 after that move. And then after that, came back down, continually formed out this pattern, looked like it was potentially breaking out on APE here, right? If you look at it like this, I was like, okay, maybe this is the move here where it breaks out above 12, comes back up, retests 15, and then spikes. Spiked up again, failed again, but now we have a new formation going on right here. And at this point, I'm still cautious about what's going on with Bitcoin. I'd have not a whole lot of confidence. We're still in a bear market, and trading bull market strategies in a bear market usually gets you fucked. As we saw many times, every time APE had a big spike in momentum, it was completely sold off. Spike in momentum, completely sold off. So at this point, I got stopped down like 2 times again here trying to trade this pattern. And by this time, I noted in the Telegram group at about 12:30, 12:50 on price, I was like, hey guys, APE is still forming up. Maybe it's gonna actually fucking rip one of these times. This could be the time. Unfortunately, by the time it actually got to the one that actually did make the move, I was burnt out, right? I had stopped out too many times trying to trade this pattern, and eventually it finally made this massive fucking move on APE, right? Coming from the breakout zone here, about 41% to a high of 47%, but now turned into a bull trap here, fake out at the 15 mark, and now consolidating. And now Bitcoin looks like it might continue to break down, and this pattern might not actually play out. You have to look at what's going on in the general market to try to gauge what kind of strategies you're using. And mostly a lot of the strategies that I use in this type of market is decrypton strategies, which is my shorting strategy. Okay, so right now, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to trade short on Illuvium, which I noted in the last video. I was looking for this move to the downside. Unfortunately, turned into the bear trap here, coming back up into Trend X, and now looking like it actually might play out. Unfortunately, due to this massive double fake out of volatility, I didn't have the balls in a lot. Both these big moves, bull trap and bear trap, both occurred during American time zone when I'm sleeping over here in Asia, but still potential short on sand. If this descending triangle channel actually breaks out to the downside below the 260 to 250 range, we could easily pull back to $2 per coin. Definitely still in play. Audio already hit my T1 target, right? We got in audio 137 to 141 short on audio. Was looking for the 2 targets. One was 118, the other one was 108, and then the lowest target 96 cents. Unfortunately, I stopped out of this for a small profit after the fake out on Bitcoin, and now it actually just hit my profit target yesterday at about 118. So got flipped around in the market. Unfortunately, a lot of times, you know, when you're looking for moves, there's a lot of different volatility as we've seen in Bitcoin here that shook me out. One right here, and then this big move right here happened in my sleep, so I didn't even have a chance to really get in. But as of right now, I think the bearish outlook is the higher probability on Bitcoin, especially taking a look at this big fake out on the US 30, and I am short still US 30. And if this thing starts just getting pummeled here, Bitcoin is gonna get crushed. Also looking at Ethereum here, guys, again, this is a bear flag in the making, right? Big move up, Trend X flips, tests the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. It's now at the 50-day moving average here on the daily chart, but this is a bear flag. It faked out to the downside here, retested the upper range of the bear flag, and now coming right back down, still below the Trend X. And as of right now, we could potentially drop from here down into the next support zone, which is about 26 to 2,500, because we also have this overall bear flag on Ethereum, right? Easy to draw these parallel lines connecting the highs here, and also which automatically basically just connects the lower lines here. So we could take a gander that we might actually just come right back down into, you know, the 1, 2, now potentially 3 level at about 2,600 to 2,500 here, right? So we're basically combining multiple levels. One, we got horizontal support and also the ascending support here. But anyways, guys, that's currently what's going on in the markets. Trade accordingly. Be careful with your longs. If shit does hit the fan, there is going to be some buying opportunities, but there's nothing worse when you're fully loaded when everything hits the fan. Because if you're fully loaded when shit hits the fan, 1, you just lost a bunch of money, and 2, you don't have the balls to buy the dip because you just lost so much money. If you're going to be long and hodling, it's good to have a portion of your portfolio in cash. So when we do see big washouts, right? When we see panic, fear, blood on the streets, you want to have cash to buy those dips, right? You don't want to be 100% fully exposed. But anyways, guys, that's a wrap for today. happy Friday, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good weekend. Peace.